Nothing yet.
Oh, really? Hello?
There we go.
All right, there we go.
We made connection. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm good. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, with that said, we will go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome Will Zalatoris to the Virtual Media Center here at the 2021 Wyndham Championship. Will, you're coming in making your second start in the event, and I know you weren't born in the area, and I know you don't live in the area, but with your Wake Forest ties, you're certainly one of the fan favorites here this week. If we could just get a little bit of a reflection on your time at Wake Forest and maybe how much experience there did you ever have here at Sedgefield?
Yeah, it was fun coming in Sunday night. I saw Coach Haas yesterday, and my fiance and I walked around campus. It's where I met her. So obviously his place is near and dear to the heart. We came over here a little bit, but I played a junior event here, so I've probably logged 15, 20 rounds here. So I love the Winston-Salem area. We went to all of our favorite restaurants yesterday throughout the day, and a lot of really cool memories. And yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, I saw Webb in the locker room earlier, and we were kind of joking that there's a pretty good chance we'll end up getting paired together. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I played on the Arnold Palmer Scholarship here at Wake, and I've had a really great time here, and every time I come back, it's almost spiritual in a weird way. It's just, obviously we all love our alma mater, but it was really fun walking around campus yesterday.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I hope that brings you good luck this week. Just in the midst, guessing what you would call a great season, you picked up your 8th top 10 finish last week at the World Golf Championships, FedEx St. Jude Invitational, and you really seem to be performing at the bigger events, the majors. You've had some incredible showings in the majors. When you were kind of gearing yourself up mentally to come out here on the PGA Tour, did you have that bar of major championship performance in mind, or what is it about you that you think has resulted in such good finishes in the majors?
Yeah, I love tougher golf courses. I've been kind of fighting my body a little bit over the last couple months, specifically over the last few weeks. I love Torrey Pines, so really missing the cut there. Obviously, we were talking about all the good stuff, and I got to go to the negative side first. But Torrey is one of my favorite golf courses that we have on tour, and it really irked me that I didn't play well there. But I think it's just the fact that golf courses are so hard. You've really got to be precise when it comes to ball striking, and obviously the greens are typically tougher. I've had, I think really, my first top 10 I had on tour was the 6th at the U.S. Open, and so I think that really knowing that immediately my first top 10 came at, one of the biggest events in the world kind of made everything. I knew that I could contend, and I knew that I could play with the tougher fields on the tougher courses, and so it gave me a lot of self-belief. And I think that if anything, with how tough some of these courses are, I mean, at Kiowa, that's another really good example. It's like on 17, there's no bailout. You just got to step up and hit a good golf shot.
Right.
And so there's a lot of that when it comes to the majors. And last week, typically is one of the tougher golf courses on tour, and we just had absolutely phenomenal weather, and so that's why scores were so much lower. But I love that golf course. I look forward to going back there next year when it's a part of the playoffs.
Okay, all right. And just as a reminder to those on the call, if you do have a question for Will, if you would please type your name and outlet into the chat function there. That helps me see it a lot easier. And with that said, we'll start with Ben from Golf WRX. Ben, go ahead.
All right, just getting fired up here if you can see me.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, hey, well, how are you? Yeah, a putter switch. Can you talk a little bit about the switch into the Phantom X11, kind of what motivated that, what the process has been like, and sort of what improvements you're seeing?
Yeah, I had putted with the putter I'd been using for about 2 years. I had felt I had a bunch of lead tape on the bottom of it, and eventually started to come off. And I had a tough time getting the right weighting with it. And the guys at Caddie had built me up a bunch of putters through the years, I guess through the last couple of years, and we finally found one that I really liked. I love how immediately off the face I can feel where it was, where I guess the way I could describe it is I just get immediate feedback. And I was starting to lose that a little bit with my putter, but I think if anything, it was kind of one of those things where I picked it up and I just started to really like it, and we finally kind of made it work. You know, I've putted with a Scotty pretty much my entire life, with the exception of the putter that I was using for a while. So like I said, it's more of just kind of that the feel of it, that I can actually, you know, I can feel that ball exactly where it comes off on the face. And you know, kind of the test that we did was I was hitting putts and not looking at where the ball was going and just trying to guess, you know, long, short. And I immediately was getting that, and I wasn't able to do that with my old one. So right there, I knew exactly that this is a putter that I was going to go to, and had a really nice week with it last week. And really part of it was just because I couldn't hit balls for 2 weeks, and so kind of the boredom was kicking in and hitting a few putts whenever I could. So it's been a great switch.
So it's definitely more of a feel and kind of what you're seeing on the putting green, rather than going on like Putt Lab or something and looking at the differences in the numbers. Or
yeah, I mean, like I haven't gone on Sam probably in a couple of years, but the thing that we definitely noticed, I mean, we used some high-speed cameras to look at it. I thought that the ball was rolling quicker, which we did confirm. I mean, the part that's crazy is that they're actually the same loft, same lie, same length,
right.
Everything's the same, but the ball just tended, you know, would have its first skid and then immediately was tumbling over a little quicker. So, you know, Scotty, obviously, you know, they've tried hard to get me in one for a while, and this is one that when I got it, I put it down, and I was given to me actually at Colonial, and I was like, man, when I get some time off, I think this could be a game changer, just because I could get that feel of exactly where it was on the face and know exactly how far it's going to go.
Right. All right. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Okay, Will, next we go to Sean Martin with PGAtour.com.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey.
Give it time. Give it time. We'll get there. Just curious, there were a lot of question marks with the health last week in the first start. How did you feel? How do you feel now? And is that shored up any of your plans after this week of what you might do as far as playing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing okay. You know, it's still a pretty big effort every day to get moving. You know, I've got to thank Damon Goddard, my trainer, for getting me back to, you know, it's what I've said was the Saturday before last week, I was 50-50 on playing. I hadn't touched a golf club since the British at that point. And I just said, you know what, the doc said that, you know, here's your parameters, this is what you need to look for. And, you know, I went out and actually played on that Sunday and actually felt pretty good. It was moving a lot better than I thought. You know, I'm not really getting off my right side. I mean, when you see the distances, you know, that I'm hitting balls, you're thinking, oh, well, he's fine. But I like hitting kind of a cover cut a lot, and I'm just kind of hanging on my back foot and kind of hitting a really high draw, and I'm getting my speed up, and it's been consistent. But, you know, I'm doing okay. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I'm just going to keep listening to my body in terms of, you know, future plans. You know, obviously this week it's, you know, win or go home. Second means as much as missing a cut, so I got nothing to lose this week. But obviously if, you know, we're not to win, I'm going to keep listening to my body. But as a backup plan, you know, definitely looking at going to Europe.
Are you playing here? Obviously it's the last event, but would you be playing if it wasn't in North Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into hypotheticals, but I mean, this place, I've played this place 15, 20 times. You know, being in front of the weight crowd, it adds to me wanting to be here. You know, this is a place that I think I've played since I was 13, so I've got a lot of history on it. So it's a pretty cool spot.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, go Giants.
There you go. All right, looks like we have time for two more, and we'll start with Eddie Hughes with Eddie Spectrum News, or Hughes Spectrum News, I'm sorry.
Hey, Will, you said you played the course 15, 20 times. When was the last time you played here at Sedgefield?
Yeah, 2018. was the last time. I actually played here a lot before they redid the greens, and I remember coming back right after they redid the greens, and they've just done a tremendous job. I mean, there's some of the best greens we've got on tour. I went out and played the back nine this morning, and course is in incredible shape. So obviously on Donald Ross greens, when they're firm and fast, it'll be a fun week.
For you and your game, how well do you think it'll translate this week here with the new greens?
Yeah, I love playing on fast greens. I mean, I putted really well last week on fast greens. Augusta had a good week on fast greens, so I'm all on board for as fast as we can get them.
Okay, looks like our last question comes from Garrett Johnson with the Caddie Network. Go ahead, Garrett.
Will, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, so I want to ask you, Ryan Goebel, your caddy, has been with you for a couple of years. How crucial has he been to kind of your ascension? You know, as he's been there every step of the way as you played some of these first majors for the first time and joined you there on the web tour as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of give you a really cool story about Ryan and kind of some of our moments of success. When I won in Colorado on 15, it's a very gettable par 5. I hit it over the back of the green, and I had about a 35-footer, and I left it hanging on the lip. And Ryan you could tell I was frustrated, and we get up onto 16T, and it's like 122-yard par 3 down the hill with a false front, and I'm pacing off the yardage, and I'm like, I got 122, and he says, pace it off again. And I'm looking at him like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm trying to win a golf tournament. You got a different number. And I walk it off again, and I get 122, and I look at him, and he's smiling. And I knew immediately what he was doing was actually trying to get me to slow down and just take a moment, don't make another, don't feel like, don't press and make a mistake when you don't have to, because, the first thing if someone tells you to calm down, they're like, well, no, I'm not going to calm down. You calm down. And so it was a really kind of good little mind trick that he played on me, and I ended up hitting the shot to 8 feet, making birdie, and we won the tournament by 1. And so, he's been there. We started from, I got a spot in a Korn Ferry event in New York. We finished 3rd, and he's been with me ever since. And he's a good friend. He's a massive goofball. We always keep it pretty light out there. A lot of guys, that when they see me play, they think I'm, more mellow and like very serious, but our conversations are typically completely off topic from the golf course and are a lot of fun. So he's a great friend, and it's kind of funny because he calls me Junior, and because he's 50, I'm 24. So we get asked a lot if he's my dad, which I love ribbing that into him as much as I can. So he's been a great friend.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, well, Will, that looks like that's what we got. So
Cool.
We appreciate your time as always. Wish you certainly the best of luck going all the way this week. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.